agree with Amita's suggestion that we need to maybe in the 3 days find a way out to how to fill in these grey areas, because I think that is the whole thing. So there her suggestion about tying up with a common methodology, the education institutions, research institutions or NGOs who are doing a lot of research probably were doing it. In terms of methodology, I thought was that because the way Manoj presented, we find a whole lot of things. I mean, it's not going one direction. Like there are reds, there are pinks, there are grey and things. Now, which means that you are given certain weightage to certain parameters, because I think wherever I found reds in terms of anechoics and dams and pollution seems to be overriding other type of parameters. So if you can explain a little bit about how did you finally come to say that this is red now, type of thing. Second, I thought the pollution seems to be a little limited, maybe because the data, because you went by the secondary data, pollution seems to be limited to only presence of industries. The other question
industries and cities.
And cities. So, for example, the whole issue of agrochemicals coming into, I think, is an area which probably when we refine it, you could take it up.
Yeah. I'll just. These are very interesting and important questions. I don't want it to become into a question answer one. So we'll flag it and we'll make sure that it gets answered either formally or during the deeper discussions and then emerges. Yeah. But you had a point.
I'm from Andhra Pradesh. My name is Satyanarayana. We are fighting to protect River Krishna, where the Amravati capital city is being built. And I'm seeing all these things which we are studying after the damage, how to recover. There is a virgin area which is getting completely damaged and ruined. And will this organization can be of some help to prevent that? Because that's one thing I don't want to break this session. Yes, I want to bring it to your
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question on the unit and the definition of the unit, and because the whole exercise seems to be very action oriented, where we ignore administrative boundaries, it takes away from how it can be used, and most definition sticks to a geographical view of it. Hydrogeology plays an important part. So here, if it is possible, where do we link with administrative boundaries?
Ravi, you had a point. And then this will be the last sort of
सबसे पहले तो मनोज को मुबारक हो इतनी मेहनत करने के लिए. It's a very comprehensive, okay, to all your colleagues, it's a very comprehensive piece of work that he has done. मेरा अपना सुझाव ये होगा कि देखो इस समय जो हमारी नदियों की हालत है वो बहुत ही खराब है. And we need to conscientize this nation, not just make them aware, conscientize them to act on this. Therefore, what I would suggest is to use a 2 or 3 stage approach to this work. और जैसे इसने जॉय ने अभी कहा कि the 2 overriding factors that come out is flow and water quality, right? So flow and water quality can be very easily determined compared to a lot of the other things that came in the grays. So as a first cut, if we could simply look at number of dams affecting flow, percentage of stretches of the river that are affected by, or the river system that are affected by the water quality, and we put out a quick and dirty map so that this country begins to look कि भाई इसमें कोई blue area तो बहुत कम है.
Yeah, I would just like to add one point to what Ravi ji said right now. Endangered Rivers report जो है, जो annually publish होता है, it is exactly this, highlighting the red areas. But in this exercise, we also saw that the blue was nearly not present. And आप अब बोल रहे हो tributaries का dam हो तो भी red हो जाएगा, तो हमारे तो blue चले गए सब. Hardly any blue.
The whole objective of this conference is this. At the end of the day, come out with at least a list of blues in the country. Are there any blues left in the country?
You had a point.
Yeah. First, let me compliment you for this excellent overview of the health of rivers. I think those of us who have been working on small streams and large streams have really found that there is a big gap between knowing what is being exploited, encroached or polluted. So going from a framework which has so many indicators to driving decisions at a very small stream level, where we can prevent exploitation, encroachment and pollution. So where do you see that journey? So that's one question. And second is, I think Professor Rudra actually made an excellent point, pointing out that the river is part of an hydrological cycle, and somewhere if we don't make that paradigm shift of looking at it as a part of the hydrological cycle, we might still be driven by the old paradigm and continue to perhaps reinforce it. So do we really need to take a step towards talking a different language in terms of the hydrological cycle also, in addition to what we are doing, so that we might leave some hope for rivers?
Right, but you had the last.
My name is Abhilash Khandekar. I come from Bhopal. For the in the support of Mr. Mishra, I would like to tell, about 20 years ago when I was working with Hindustan Times, Betwa river was being polluted by a distillery, and a lot of reporting took place. I also did. So Madhya Pradesh Vidhan Sabha got a study done from Niri, Nagpur. So I think that report, if it is available, that will help in some way throwing light on Betwa. Thank you.
So thank you. I mean, I'm sorry, really we'll just have to stop here because we've got enough and more excited questions and answers coming, and we're sort of running out of time. I'll just add in my sort of last comments. I've been working in this sector for now close to 32 years. What I see is that part-time passionate efforts need to be somehow embedded with the state, and that's the biggest challenge. Managing a river, ensuring its health, is not the part-time activity of some small groups. It's a full-time activity for a good government institution. And we'll have to imagine those institutions of the state, because water is a state subject unless it flows from one state to the other. So if we are imagining water and rivers to be governed and administered or managed in a participatory fashion, what is that imagination of a river basin institution? Is it the same as the MWRRA, Maharashtra Water Resource Regulatory Authority, which is basically an allocation authority, rather than a river regenerating authority or managing a river authority? Or are there other forms of institutions of governance which we will have to persuade the state to create? Now, for example, if this methodology in my state of Karnataka were to be picked for a tributary of the Kaveri, called the Arkavati. And if the Arkavati were to be revived, because it's a dead river now, unfortunately, the death has come about not dramatically, but in slow cuts and wounds and nicks over 35 years, over 50 years. A lot of the people in the catchment of the Arkavati itself do not have a memory of the river. The eucalyptus planter who plants eucalyptus does not know that he's killing the river. The sand miner who's picking up sand to build homes in the city of Bangalore doesn't know that he's killing the river. The groundwater, the borewell digger who's drilling to maintain a livelihood, nothing, he's not commercially exploitative, he's just wanting to live. He's killing the river, but he does not feel for the river. A lot of times when the Arkavati walk was done, people didn't even recognize that there was a river in their neighborhood, let alone far away from the catchment, near the ridge lines. On the banks of the river, people did not recognize the river. So there's a loss of memory, there's a lock-in into livelihoods and forms of living which are killing rivers. And therefore, if we want to go back, we have to remember that a narrative has been built up over 35 years, which will need to be reversed. And it will have to be reversed with a narrative which is even more powerful than this narrative. And how do we create those narratives? How do we create those institutions of governance which will keep all these parameters into consideration and constantly monitor and constantly report to government institutions which are supposed to act, as well as to the people in general? I think that would call for a governance and administrative thinking which perhaps this group could put in mind as we work along. As you know, that the fragmentation of governance is one of the biggest challenges that we have, the non-representation being another. So it's, as we all recognize, it's a tough uphill task. So with those words, I'd just sort of like for you to think governance and institutions as we go along. Thank you for a wonderful session, and thank you for the wonderful presentation, Manojji, and I hope all the questions will get answered.
Thank you, Vishwanathji and Parinitaji, for chairing and co-chairing this session. Before we break for lunch, I have some announcement. You see, just after lunch, a session that should have taken place before lunch, but it will now get into after lunch, is the 4 breakout sessions that's going to take place, and it will go right till the end of the day. The 4 breakout sessions the 4 regions of the country. We have the east region, which we are calling as the Tawang. You all have the list of participants, and आपने आपका नाम कौन से breakout group में है वो already उसमें दिया हुआ है. Now the Tawang group, which will be convened by Eklavya Prasad, Eklavya ji. The Tawang group will be in this auditorium because it's the largest group. And then along with Eklavya ji, Bhai KK is your co-convener. And then there are rapporteurs which will be reporting to you. Then there is another group which is the South region. Agnashni is the name. The South, the Agnashni group will also be in this auditorium, in one part of the auditorium. This is being convened by Tarun Nayarji. Tarun Nayarji? Yes, Tarun Nayarji. And Nidhi Jambal will be the co-convener. And there are rapporteurs which will be reporting to you. Then the North group, which is the Tirthan group, which is being convened by Irfan Rashid ji, yes. And then co-convened by Anil Gautam ji, yeah. This group, this shall be meeting in the boardroom, the WW boardroom in the top floor. And then the Mandovi group, which is the west region, it is the Mandovi, is meeting in the basement in what is called as a soccer room. This is being convened by Anupam Saraf ji, and Ramesh Gons ji is the co-convener. So immediately after lunch, and let us have a quick lunch. Immediately after lunch, let us break into our groups. And the 2 tasks which are the most important tasks for this group are: one is revisit the river health assessment methodology, where one of the organizing committee member will be making a presentation, and you can make all your suggestions and they will all be minuted and incorporated into this, because we have to adopt some version of this in our final session. The other task is to, because as Himanshu ji mentioned, that we had requested about 19 different people in different parts of the country to prepare state of river report of their state, and at very short notice they did a wonderful job. Those reports are available. Those reports are there in the breakout groups for you to see, and those authors who have prepared those reports, those authors will be making a presentation of what they actually found, and through the process of presentation we wish to arrive at the list of red list and blue list from every state. So at the end of the day, after the 3rd day, if we could, it may not be very easy, but if we could arrive at the total list of rivers assessed in the entire country, the total number of red rivers which are found, and the total number of blue rivers which are found. If it comes to that we are unable to get to red river list in a collective fashion, let us at least try and arrive at a blue list. A blue list means a river is river that does not have any pollution, a river that does not have any obstruction, a river that is free. A free river is a blue river. Now let us see if there is any free river left in this country today. So these are the 3 things. It's not an easy job, but I am sure we all together will be able to complete this. If there are any quick questions about this, please ask them. Otherwise, after lunch we break into the you know which group you are. So you all. This list is there in all your bags, so you know which group you are. Because people who are coming from different regions, they are automatically going there. Just the people who are from Delhi, they have been allotted to different regions. नहीं, दिल्ली वाले जो हैं सिर्फ एक ही नदी से संतुष्ट नहीं है, वो बाकी सब नदियों को दिल्ली वाले जो हैं गिर को बर्बाद करने को लगे हैं. Yeah, anybody who is interested in a soft copy of this map that you can get, that is available.
Everyone is like
and a regional map of this and a state map of this is also available, that is there in the reports. So it's all there. Thank you very much. Let's break for lunch, which is